Hey y'all, it's Jen. Welcome back. So I want to talk about the goals that I set at the beginning of the year. This is the end of the first quarter of the year, and I want to report on how I'm doing with the goals that I set. So I did a 22 things for 2022, and then I also did just some goals for 4 areas in my life. So let's get started with this. Okay, so number one, I put on here a daily stretching routine. Did I do it? Nope. Nope, I have not done that. I know the benefits of doing it, and I just have not done it. So that is one that I need to renew myself to do. Second thing, redo my office area. Let me do this. Make it a little easier. Okay. Redo my office area. Um, I've done it a couple of times. I've gone through and kind of tried to rearrange. I keep adding more planners and stickers, and so I keep, trying to find ways to store them. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I wouldn't say I've redone the area. I've moved a few things around. However, one of these days I'll show you how the office is laid out. I share this office with my husband. It's a pretty big room. However, he has a huge credenza type um, desk where it's an L shape, and he's got where it goes up pretty far up to the ceiling, and it's got cabinets and that sort of thing. So that one's kind of mobile where it is. It's in bad shape, so I'm hoping maybe he'll replace it, and then we can talk one day about just totally redoing the whole room. But he's not. He's very what do I want to say? Um, Set in his ways. Are we all are to a certain degree, I suppose, but he definitely likes things that way. So anyway, so this is a work in progress, and I would imagine that this is probably going to be a work in progress all the time. So third thing is memory keeping. I've been hit and miss on this. I will um, kind of do a memory keeping with my personal planner. I'll have practical things on there like my appointments, but I also will kind of do a little, um, you know, highlight of the day sort of thing on there too. Sometimes I'll have my photos, sometimes not. Sometimes it's just writing things down. So in that respect, I'm doing that. I'd like to do more of that, especially with my own photos, because I do take quite a bit of pictures with my phone. So I'd like to do that. So if I were to rate 0 to 10 on this, I would say I'm probably at a 4 there. I would say 0 there, 3 there, 4 there. Okay. Number 4, walk 22 minutes a day, 5 days a week. I would give myself a 7 out of 10 there. I've been actually fairly consistent. I've been doing this at least 3 out of 5 days. So I feel pretty good about that. So I would give that probably like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Number 5, bi-monthly calls to my family members. Goose egg. Not been doing that. I've been texting with them, but that's not the same. We all of our parents are gone with the exception of one of our stepmothers, and we pretty much have just each other. So I I need to do better about this. Keeping in contact with them and having a phone conversation, bi-monthly might be a bit much, perhaps. I don't know. I need to revisit why I haven't done this at all. So definitely a 0 out of 10 there. Number 9, weekly date with Tim. This has been going fairly well. Although I have not made like specific plans each week, we do end up somehow finding something to do. For instance, his schedule changed since I made these goals, so we're able to do like a Friday night dinner out, and then we have the whole day Saturday together to do whatever we like. We usually start out with going to breakfast, and then we, do whatever we want after that. This weekend, for instance, we ended up, having a meal with some friends and really enjoyed ourselves very much. It was a good weekend. So I would give the weekly date with Tim probably a 5 out of 10. I believe I could do better because I think I could plan more for that. So number 10, more time outside. I I would give that like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. I walk outside when I do my 22 minutes a day, so at least have that. But the idea of doing more time outside was maybe, sitting outside and enjoying the fresh air more, um, reading or something like that. So I would definitely only give this maybe a 2 or a 3. Number 11, the front flower beds. 0. Haven't even started. Um, and I should get it done because in Florida it gets hot pretty quick, and there's already signs that it's probably going to start getting hot. So I need to definitely get onto that. Number 6, spend time cleaning, or excuse me, cleaning. No, spend time creating, drawing, and coloring. I I would probably give maybe I don't know, a 4 out of 10 on that. I do some of this kind of stuff in my planner, but I don't do it enough. I know that when I made this goal, I meant for this to be like a downtime kind of thing. Sometimes when I'm in my planner, I think about all the things I have to do, and I don't really get um, the time to do that. I do however, now have something that I think might help. I have the elusive journal. So I'm going to start that this month. So, maybe this will give me that creative time that I need, because apparently there's plenty of things to do in here, the coloring and that sort of thing. You can be really creative with the things that are in here. So I've got this to help that, and I'm hoping that it does. So that's good. Number 7, decrease social media scrolling. I would give myself probably a 5 out of 10 on this, and it's not because I have totally stopped scrolling, because that's not really true. It has decreased, but it's mainly because I'm taking 2 classes this semester for my bachelor's degree, and I don't have time to scroll social media anymore. I'm spending my time in the evenings for the most part just doing homework and such. I might scroll a little bit while I'm trying to fall asleep or something like that, but other than that, it's not too much. Okay, so I would give that a 5 out of 10. Not that I'm trying to do it; it just kind of happening on its own. All right, number 8, write a will. Goose egg. That's something that we need to do. Now, that being said, just recently, within the last few weeks, Tim, my husband, and I sat down, and I said to him, look, we're at an age where, we don't know from one minute to the next if we're going to be here. We've seen so many of the friends in our age group pass away suddenly, and I realized that if you pass away, I don't have any way of getting into bank accounts and that sort of thing. Our finances are separate for the most part, and he handles all the bills. I give him money to go towards, some of the bills, but I realized that if he suddenly passes away, I haven't a clue. So we sat down and did some adult type things, like he told me what bank accounts he had, how I could get into them. He made sure that my name's on there on the account, either as a beneficiary or as a secondary person on the account, just so that if in the event that he passes away suddenly, that I won't be, stuck with not being able to get access to the funds that we might need. So 0 on that, but I would give the other adulting things we've done like a 3 out of 10. So I think this will eventually progress into that. I didn't want to overwhelm him all of a sudden, so we're in the progress. All right, flip over. Number 12, declutter one closet per month. Haven't even started that. I look at my bedroom closet and I think, man, I really need to get in there and get some of the stuff out. It's crazy, and it seems like the closet just gets more and more out there, as far as like the contents of it. I'm not really buying clothes, but for some reason I'm not putting I don't put things back where they belong. I think that's part of it. I just need to rearrange that whole thing. Plus, my husband uses the same closet, and sometimes it just doesn't stay neat. So that's a 0. 13, develop morning and evening routines. I would give this probably I would give it like a 4 out of 10. I've got some things established. I don't have a written routine, and I think I would benefit from that. Some things I've made a routine just because they've had to be done. Like, for instance, knowing when I needed to do, you know, schedule like homework and other things. So, there's work to do on that. And I know from watching other people on this channel that do routines, they do get revised somewhat depending on what's going on. So, and I think that's going to happen with me. So work in progress for sure. Number 14, develop a value statement. Haven't done that yet either. Although I have been learning a lot in my organizational behavior class this semester, on workplace behaviors, and I've learned a lot about myself throughout the process. So I'm very, very surprised as to how much I've learned. So this is a work in progress. So I'm hoping for Q2 that I'll be able to actually have this. And I really need this because right now I'm, applying for some higher positions within my company. And I think knowing this is going to help down the road. So anyway, so that's a 0 there. All right. Okay. 15, do an act of self-care daily. I think I do this. I either listen to music, listen to a podcast, sing. I sing a lot. I like to go to karaoke. I try to go, at least a couple times a month. My husband goes a little more frequently. So singing, there's something about singing that sets off some endorphins in my brain, and I really enjoy it. And self-care, I discovered from watching someone else's videos this weekend that self-care doesn't necessarily mean going to the spa, or getting a pedicure, or a massage, or any of that stuff. Although all that stuff is great, and I was able to actually get a couple of those kind of things this weekend. Thank you, Tim, my lovely husband, for the gift. And I definitely appreciated it. I felt very chill and zen after the whole thing. I loved it. So I wouldn't mind more of that, universe. So bring it on. Okay. So I would say I would give this probably a 6 out of 10. I think there's always going to be room for improvement there. 16, read 2 books a month. Define read. So I've been listening to a lot of audio books, which is not an entirely true thing. I've been actually listening to condensed versions of audiobooks on a app called Headway. Although that particular app has actually been pretty good for me to determine, some books I want to read in person. For instance, let me get it. It's right here. So because I listened to the Headway condensed version of this book, it made me want to go buy it and read it. So John C. Maxwell, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. This is where I'm at. Apparently, I'm in a season of growth right now, and I think this book, based on the condensed version that I heard on Headway, sounds like something that is going to really resonate with me in this season of my life. So it is valuable to do that. But as far as like actually, turning pages or listening to a whole actual book, I would have to say, eh. So hoping to change that. I'm finding that one of those things about reading books, is you actually have to plan time to do it, or at least I do anyway, because there's just I feel like with work and school and taking care of the house and that kind of stuff, my time gets away from me easily. So I think the only way I'm really going to be able to get this accomplished is to actually schedule 20 minutes or 30 minutes just to read. So that's kind of where we're at. Okay, so number 17, practice lettering weekly. I've been watching lettering videos, like I'll watch Judy with JLB Plans, or I'll watch Heather Kell when she letters. I'll watch when Mary Ellen with Playing with Bumble letters. I kind of watch and try to pick up some things there, but me actually practicing myself, no. So I do want to do that. So that's still on my thing, but right now it's a big old goose egg. Okay, number 18, fitness studio workouts twice a week. This one I've done actually pretty dang well. I'm actually very proud of myself. I would give myself a 7 out of 10. There are some weeks where I don't get that second workout at the fitness studio done, but I am consistent once a week for sure. And the reason that is that I'm consistent is because I make a date with my friend Diane to go. That accountability with her, gets me in the gym and gets it done. So I think I'm doing pretty well because of that. I just need to add that second day a week. Also, I might want to modify this to say at least, a workout twice a week. It may not necessarily be at the fitness studio that I go to, but it should be something that I do at home. So that's something to think about. 19, save $2,000 this year. I'm on track for this. I put away $100 every pay period into this particular savings account, and so if I continue to do that, I should have $2,000, an additional $2,000 in there. I also put away some money into like a short-term fund as well, sinking funds or whatever you want to call them. It's something that I use for particular things throughout the year. So I do put some money away for that as well. But this particular goal was to put it into the emergency fund that I already had started, and just adding to that. So I'm going to give myself a 10 out of 10 on that one. So, which is pretty dang good. Okay. Number 20, lights out at 10 p.m. I'd give myself probably a 6 out of 10 on this. I would say during the work week, I do this at the very least. I would have lights out by 10:30 at the latest, and that does help. When I look at my Fitbit at my sleep for the week, if I can get at least 6 hours at night, I do well. If I get anything less than that, it gets a little bit dicey. So. I would give myself probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10 for that. 21, play piano every week. I've played piano since the beginning of the year. I've probably played it 2 or 3 times. Again, this is going to be something I'm going to have to schedule in order to be mindful to do. Because sometimes I get my brain going with all the other stuff I have to do, and I forget the things that give me joy, like playing piano. So I'm thinking that in order for me to be able to do this on a consistent basis, I'm going to have to actually make a date with myself to do it. So 0 out of 10, hopefully that's going to improve. And 22, meditate daily. I would give myself probably a 7 out of 10 on that. I do a lot of my meditating doing simultaneously with like a slow active kind of thing, like when I'm in bed at night, falling asleep, I'll get myself into a meditation state where I'm, meditating and being in prayer, that sort of thing. I also kind of do a meditation prayer type thing in the morning when I'm showering or getting ready for work. I'm, um, reciting affirmations or gratitudes or something like that, and it really helps. So, probably 5 out of 10 on that. I can definitely use a little more work on that. So that's where we're at there. Okay, and then I did, on the suggestion of Elena from the Organized Money, she suggested going into 4 different areas of your life and making some particular goals. So for my spiritual life, write and read daily. I don't do it daily. I definitely don't do it daily. I would say I hit maybe 2 or 3 times a week where I'm, writing some things in the spiritual way, either reflecting on a scripture or a song or something like that. Like sometimes I even end up doing kind of a week's worth of writing in one day, on a Sunday. Like today I did that. I took my spiritual section, and the whole week had kind of the same theme. It was either based on a spiritual teaching that I heard or something like that. I don't like doing that because that it's like binging. It's like it's like with food, you go and you binge because you got the chance right then and there. But really, you need to have, Jesus said, give us this day our daily bread. He didn't say, starve yourself all week and then gorge on one day. He says to, be daily in this. So this is something I need to work on for sure. Meditating 15 minutes a day. Between the 2 times I do it, I seem to be fairly good. I can always improve on this. I go to meditation retreats a couple of times a year that helps me learn how to focus more to do this. So this is good. Under the marriage and family, weekly date nights with Tim, that's doing pretty good. Regular calls to family, that's not doing so good. So I know where I need to improve there. Personal, read 24 books this year. You already know where I'm at on that. That's not to say that I won't be able to catch up if I get on a roll and I plan the reading time out. Then I might be able to complete a book in a week, and then I can catch myself up and then make sure then I can do the 24 books in the year. So plan time for fun. I need to do more of this kind of thing. Now, fun is kind of a subjective thing. For me, some things are fun. Would not be the fun for my husband to do, but some things are fun for me to do. So, but I do need to do this, at least mainly because this will help me to decompress from the work week. So, and then complete 4 classes. I'm well on the way. I'm almost done with 2, and then I'll be signing up for 2 more for the fall semester. Not going to do anything in the summer because we take a long vacation, and I need a break from the books for the summer. It kind of, will mean that I won't get the degree for a little bit longer, but that, to me, that's still okay. I'm all right. I know my capabilities because I work more than 40 hours a week, just about every week. I know that I can't handle much more than the two a semester, and then I definitely need that semester, that summer semester off. So I'm okay with, if I stay on the track that I'm on, I should graduate in 2025, and I'll be 60 when I graduate. So should be interesting. Okay, and then finally in my health. Okay, y'all, let's talk about this. Um, Sucking at that, doing good at that, doing good at that, sucking at that. So anything that has to do with my consumption is like not even close. Um, and the thing is, I put in trackers in my planner, and I have, uh, big water thing like this, and see, I've only drank a few sips out of that, so I just need to do it more. Oops, sorry, thought I'd do that while I had it in my hand. I'm wondering if I shouldn't find an app that uh or maybe Fitbit has a part of their app where the watch could remind me, the Fitbit watch could remind me like every 15 minutes or every 30 minutes to drink water. I don't know if that would be a good thing or not, because I may, realize what it's doing and I'll ignore it. Or, if it's during the workday and I'm with patients and I'm thinking, oh, I can't grab a drink now because I'm in the middle of, getting, taking this guy's blood pressure. I don't think I can run out and get a drink right now. I don't know. I'm still working on this. If you guys have any suggestions about it, let me know. I think out of everything fitness wise, this one people say they have the most trouble with, and I'm right there with you folks. I do too. I have a whole lot of problems with that. The eat well definitely needs to change, because I'm spending a lot of my daily real estate in my small tummy from my bariatric surgery eating things that definitely don't give me the nutritional value. So I'm going to be seeing the nutritionist tomorrow so that I can get assessed for my BMR, that kind of stuff. It's a test called a core review. It's something that you breathe into, and somehow it assesses how many calories you should be consuming in order to do, like, either maintain your weight, lose weight, or gain weight, depending on what your particular health needs are. So I'm very excited about doing this. I think it'll be the knowledge that I need to do the right thing. So anyway, so that is where I'm at for the first quarter for my goals. I see a lot of the areas that I need to work on. I always am willing to listen to any, advice or suggestions that any of y'all might have to help me meet any of these goals. How do you do things? Like, how do you, make sure that you eat well or whatever? I realize that we have these planners, and a lot of the things that that would help me with this would be, to get, more things written down in my planner. Like, in other words, being specific about the food that I'm going to eat for the day, that sort of thing. I'm trying something new this week to see how it works. Hopefully it will. And that's it for today. I appreciate you all listening to me and, letting me be accountable to you for my goals. And just let me know in the comments, what kind of goals are you trying to accomplish this year? I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I'm looking to hit another milestone here very soon. If you hit the thumbs up button, that'll help my algorithm. If you would like to see more videos from me, And if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, just hit that down there in the comments below. And as always, I appreciate your support. Thanks. Peace out.